Hey guys, back again. It is Empress Ruth, and again, thank you for always liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing. Uh, just wanted to pop back in. I tried to go lay down and get some shut eye because I have somewhere that I need to be. Excuse me, in about an hour, and I just couldn't sleep. When the spirit turns on, it just turns on. And I was getting so many messages. I said, let me get up. I'm going to make another recording real quick and lay down at least 30 minutes. But anyway, want to talk about death and resurrection. And a lot of people hear that term, and it's a common terminology when you sit and you think about Egypt and the Egyptians, Kemites, as far as death and resurrection. And it is not so much a physical death, it is a death of things that need to be let go in order for you to thrive, to live, in order to come up and come out of a distorted version of yourself. I have gone through two deaths and resurrections um, consciously. Consciously, you are always dying and growing, even when you are not aware. My first death was painful, and I didn't understand what was going on and why my world was turning into straight up chaos. I didn't get it. I was holding on to the world and the life that I knew, and I didn't want to let it go because that is what I understood for myself, and it was scary and it was painful, and I went kicking and screaming on my first death. Kicking and screaming, kicking and screaming. I'm writing a book. It'll be in the book. uh, but once I realized what was happening and I was conscious of what was happening, didn't make it any easier, but I was consciously aware of what was happening, but it was difficult. And once I settled in and I got through the most difficult and painful parts, I started to relax into myself, not knowing that it was another side of me, not understanding that it was more to me, and discovering, like, okay, I think I kind of like myself or who I am, and I didn't even realize this about myself. Pain is a great conductor, a great conduit for growth. Great conduit for growth. Uh, if your life is always gravy, will you change? More than likely not. So I look at it as a teaching lesson and as a tool, because that's exactly what it is. If you pay attention and you're consciously aware, and you want to come out of distorted, the lower part, the lower aspect of yourself, because you have many different levels to you. Where I am right now is not where I will be next year. Because I'm still growing. You never stop growing. So when I came out of the other side from the first conscious death, it was just getting acclimated to remembering who I really was and being reintroduced to myself on a very low level and understanding some of my gifts. That's what that brought out, and understanding what they really were. The second death was me going through the actual spiritual journey, and that one was even worse. Even worse in a sense that I lost everything. When I say everything, I lost everything. And I was consciously aware of it again. But it's like that curiosity in me. Spirit gave me a direction, and I said, well, I don't want to do that. I would argue with Spirit. I ain't doing that. And Spirit be like, yeah, well, you should. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. Spirit communicates with you in many different ways. And eventually, my curiosity would be so strong that I'm like, if I don't do it, what's going to happen? Or if I do it, I wanted to see what the end result was going to be if I just followed Spirit. They had got me through the first death and resurrection. I went kicking and screaming. I couldn't stand it. It was painful. It was embarrassing, humiliating, anything you can think of, I went through. And when I got to the other side, it was like calmer. And I'm like, man, I got to do this again, not knowing that I was going to go and peel off another layer of things that I didn't need, that weren't even me, but because you brought in this world, you're trained and conditioned to believe that certain things are supposed to be the way they are, and that's just not true. It's not. You are a creator of your world. I cannot say that enough. You are a creator of your world. So the second death was even harder, and it brought me to where I am right now, in this moment in time. And it is a teaching tool. You have so many layers to yourself. It's unreal. Never stop searching and seeking out yourself. Spirit is giving you directions so you can uncover all the treasures that you have within. You are full of treasures. Spirit wants to show you what those treasures are. So, is it an easy walk? For me, no. Can't speak for anyone else. My stuff has been hard. I know that I'm a strong soul. I know I'm a strong spirit. And I know that you are a strong soul, and you are a strong spirit, and that you can do anything that you want. Go within. Don't be afraid to die, meaning don't be afraid to let the old things in your world go. Let them go so your hands are wide open to receive what Spirit is trying to give to you. And what Spirit has to give to you is absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. You won't regret it. All you're doing is discovering you. That's it. The real you, the not distorted version. And previously, for me, when I would look at videos like this, when I was in distorted energy, just living a normal humdrum life as I was taught to, and listening to something like this, I kind of heard it, and then kind of like it resonated, but I didn't get it. And I'm like, I would get offended, like, I ain't distorted. I know who I am, blah, 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 blah. It's more to you. It's more to you. So Don't be afraid to let things go. Don't be afraid to let your old world die so you can discover a new one that's trying to rise up in you to show you how beautiful you are. But that is it for right now. Maybe Spirit will let me get a little bit of rest. Maybe not. But in the meantime, in between time, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys later. Oh, I locked it. I'm touching stuff and I didn't lock my screen.